Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, heroes like defender of the fatherland, off here to a glorious 1v1 on Faymonville Approach in north of Elpern, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin. Taking on the role here of the first Guard tank corps with Guard Motor with T-35s, heavy mortars, Guard rifle infantry, vehicle repair training, and Mark vehicle in the south, that is Isildur, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 23rd Panzer Division here with Lightning War, Blitzkrieg, and Spearhead with double infantry Panzerfaust. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters for their continued support. The Propagandacast allowing me to keep doing what I do on a daily basis, and a big thanks to Eli for upgrading his Patreon pledge. So big thanks to you, Eli, and everyone else supporting our Patreon. Other people can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal. Links in the description. Would make me very happy then. Of course, you can find just comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. And if you're looking to pre-order comments, you can do it for the link in the comments. Use the code STUK3G, and I get a bit of the sale there, so that way you can support the Propagandacast that way while still getting companies free. So, Norfolk with it. Isildur going with the MG42 and the Pioneers pretty aggressively here, by the way, actually popping into the building here. It's an interesting move you typically don't see from most of our players, so interesting move there. In the centre there, going to swing forwards here for Isildur, double conscripts done units for Elpern. Going to be seeing a third conscript squad, since typically with Guard Motor you see the 3 conscript 2 engineer build, and then a Guards rifle squad. Heavy mortar also tend to be typical, but some players can skip it. Machinery positioning, again, note here, what you want to see from, typically see from, I would say, more skilled Wehrmacht players is they tend to be active with their MG42s. They tend not to just park it in one spot and then forget about it. They use it as a unit there to support the rest of the front line. So thumbs up there. Third conscript there for Elpern. We're swinging hard here, trying to avoid the MG42 and trying to isolate individual elements here from Isildur's command. In this case, the Grenadiers there being swarmed here by Elpern's force in the center. Good play there. Catches Isildur definitely with his lederhosen down his ankles. Second release got moving forwards here. Conscript there by the car point. Car 90 cases mercenary guards. MG42 there being hauled forwards. Third conscript there for Elpern. And the MG42 crew there finally arrives on the front line, but not before Elpern finishes the sandbags. Got the info sitting up there with its roughly 1200 rounds per minute, though realistically it would be lower than that because the machine gun couldn't quite handle that high rate of fire. So what they'd actually do is they'd insert a heavier bolt, causing the rate of fire to be somewhat lower. But still, pretty high. North there, pumping grabbed at the Pioneers. Conscript from the north here. Third gunner squad there for Isildur. Conscript on the flank end here. We'll have to see if Elpern is planning some grenades. No, medics first. Makes sense. But I would not be surprised to see some grenades here to toss Molotovs at Isildur's crews there. Could start taking up. He could also go for a fourth gunner squad here. We'll also have to see what Isildur ends up going for. Elpern applying more pressure around the centre, but at this point he's always really managed to see most of the map here from Isildur as well, so Elpern is off to a pretty strong start here versus the Germans and the 23rd Panzer Division, 7th Panzer Grenadier Company. And before to the blazing out the conscripts, active managed to suppress them there, pretty good there for Isildur, less great there for Elpern. South they ground the point, barbed wire here, Elpern being very thorough in denying here Isildur any potential footholds, and up north there, fighting by the fuel point here, is turning against Elpern there. The engineers for the flamethrower calls are individually powerful, but if there's more Germans appearing there, they're going to get a bit outgunned. Conscripts all retreating here, so we see a few routes here from Elpern, switching over to defensive mode for now, I think, here versus Isildur, who will likely try and exploit this and push forwards if he can. So yeah, reinforcement healing back at the base there for Elpern. Might also see some tech here, so you can start preparing for some fast armor or light vehicles here versus Isildur and the Germans. We'll of course have to see that Elpern may not have a few surprises here to master from up his sleeves. And he's of course being wiped out at really low in health here, but Isildur keeps fighting until he realizes that's a silly idea. This does leave the Grenadier squad here also in trouble. It's now being surrounded on several sides. Going to have to retreat those Grenadiers, I think, here. This is just not sustainable for Isildur in the longer run, though he's probably home to extract a few more casualties from Elpern. Tech down there for Isildur. Guessing he liked to make a nice company to do 2-2-2. Standard Wehrmacht meta game in that sense as well. No surprises here from Isildur, most likely. In theory, he could throw in something like a flamethrower half-trick here. Would be, I think, somewhat unorthodox, but I think also quite effective. Could definitely do a lot of damage there to Elpern and burn through his men very fast. It would also help negate some more of that heavy cover. We got the demo charge up from Elpern. A bit of a surprise there for Isildur and the Germans. Grab northern point here, wiring off there. Lots of wire here. Yuri, yes. Where's the gloves? We didn't get gloves, so we have to put all of this barbed wire with our bare hands. Yes! I hate my job. Gonna use MG42 at the centre. Like to make a nice company for Isildur, plus a medic bunker. Gonna use attack northwards. We've got light machines there for Isildur. No son of a commander here. Could be Blitzkrieg, could be Spearhead, could be Lightning War. I mean, pretty much all are equally valid at this point. Not uncommon for players to go for Lightning War, still not bothered with the G43s at all, though they can definitely afford you a bit more firepower than a light machine gun. Elpern can start calling in some guards rifle infantry, or go for the heavy mortar. Yeah, he's going straight here for the tank command, 2-2 for Isildur. So far, very much standard build orders there from both sides. In this regard, but you're probably more paying attention to, of course, is just how they're using the units they have at their disposal, as both players are, safe to say, at the higher end of the tiers of competitive skill levels. Can't use the constant thing for you catching the Gundiers here. Sent to the MD4 to up, got rifling it off against their conscripts. Was the engineers actually? Well, all the way the gunners got some packing armored car there for Isildur. Tank can be checking out what's down there. Could be he's planning an anti-aircraft half track. I think he's not going for guardsmen, but it could also be the T-70. It's just because the half track, it's not going to, guardsmen, he's not going to have munitions for, say, a half track upgrade. But it does look like the T-70. So we will probably see some guardsmen shortly after the T-70. He just wants to ensure that the T-70 is the priority and he can call it in as soon as possible, and they can just always follow up with the guardsmen. Going back this on the field point, you can see that Isildur moving up with his Gundiers a bit here. Victory points wise, Elpern's got an lead over Isildur in the early game, using the armored car to cross the barbed wire. And there you go, Isildur with the Pack 40. Obviously, at the same amount of mark is typically, you know, against a solid player. You should expect the T-70 light tank, but he's usually timing there, so he's going for the Pack 40 there. We got the T-71 for Elpern, and as soon as he got it ready, and of course got the manpower, he calls on the Guards Rough Infantry. We're probably seeing a DP light machine upgrade soon enough here versus Isildur as well. Armored car is definitely causing some problems here for Elpern, as he does struggle to contain it. A well-handled light vehicle like that can, for the German player, be quite powerful. South here we got the Gundiers with the conscripts there, quickly dropping Yevgeny there like a sack of potatoes from a Stalingrad grain elevator. Gundiers got to push through the centre straight of the Gundiers there. But he's taking a lot of damage here, need to be careful. We'll have to fall back soon, I think, in the face of Elpern's spirited assault. He backed up with the Guardsman. DP is almost done as well. Yeah, this is the DP-27. They actually call it the DP-28. It was the 27. There's also the DPM, which is a slightly improved version, or modernized version, as Soviet nomenclature goes. It's a little fun fact there. Comes with the Gundiers there. And further up north, we got the Pompixies for the Pioneers. Could wear off here. And we got Isildur here with a 4th Gundier squad. Presume the Gundiers here. Good chance of a wipe here with a bit of luck for Elpern. Armored car then move as well there. Down to just 2 Gundiers here. Will Elpern keep the pursuit here, or is it going to be just backing off here? Consider it might be other stuff nearby that could take out his T-70. Looks like he makes the decision there, and I probably think that is the wiser one there. Probably would have self-charged in there, but I probably would have been punished for it. Then he's been towards us, and they've got Guardsman's name before to up here by the centre. Need to retreat that guard squad now. Not looking great there for Elpern's Guardsman. Pack 40 shoots straight for the tailpipe, but followed up with a Panzerfaust to chase it down. T-70 will need to be repaired quite intensely up north in the assault going forward there for Elpern. Catching Isildur's northern flank quite, well, unprepared. But we can see these quick moving on MG42 to slow things down there. Continue pushing on the curve point. Isildur drives ahead for Deutschland. And we'll have to see what happens next. I'd not be surprised to see some tech there from Isildur.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Northern points they're ceased, and sandbags up here again from Elpern, but they're going for setting up here nicely. Isildur baiting in Elpern there with the fuel point as a tantalizing prize. And he's bringing up the second MG42, going for a total of 4 Gundiers and 2 heavy MG42 teams. That is quite a sizable force, but also one that can be quite difficult to deal with for some players. That said, I think that would very much invite a heavy mortar here from Elpern, so I imagine he's going to go for one once he realizes his opponent's gone for 2 heavy MG42 teams. Otherwise, he's going to be in for a rough ride. And it's not like Elpern, I think, is under current circumstances like push out for medium armor fast, which would be another way to like deal with these machine guns here. So I definitely think he should go for the heavy mortar, and I imagine he will. But that said, I could be proven wrong. So we'll have to see, of course, what Elpern actually does. But as you can see there now, with the armoured car and with a plethora of infantry and support weapons, has now managed to establish much better map control comparatively. Elpern does have the light tank, but he's lacking those support weapons for his troops. No machine guns, no mortars, nothing. Zip, nada, silch, bupkis. And there you go. What they're going to do is going to treat here a small win there for Elpern. No light machine gun there dropped, but still a bit painful there for Isildur. Field gun there for Elpern, doubles as artillery as well. So in this regard, this gun is a very, very efficient anti-tank gun. Northfield points being seized there by Isildur. Back at base, he's going straight for tier 3 now. We'll have to see, of course, if he then decides to stick to it. Or if Isildur will try to go for tier 4 here and something bigger within. Field gun out here for Elpern, the Red Army. Heading southwards there for the southern munitions point. Meanwhile, we got a push here by Isildur being paired. Armoured car grenadiers, they're forming up a small tactical force that can swiftly run any isolated German or Soviet forces. Northfield's got a push here by Elpern. Grenadiers was the constant, the armoured car pushing forward. More gunners running here. Southern field plan is now threatened here for Elpern. How will he respond to it? And the pack forward of this, keeping the T-7 from like smoothly moving in from the north towards the south here. Forcing him into like a significant detour here, which I imagine Elpern would prefer not having to deal with. Plus, of course, he needs to fix up the armoured car. And we got a commander here for Isildur. It is Spearhead with the 250-7 mortar attack, Panzer Tactician, the Constance overflight, fragmentation bombs, and of course the Tiger tank. No sign of a support core yet here from Isildur. Flares off here, killing poor Friedrich. Here's the conscripts. Good shot from the armoured car, or field gun on the armoured car. They're almost taking out here. Needs to be at shoulder pan. He's being rushed across the street here. Still, we can see that Isildur's got like a fairly solid position around the centre here. That's going to be requiring, I think, Elpern to bring in some artillery or significant amount of armour to like really easily breach that. Or really good like assault with infantry from several sides. Machine gun up north even caught here by Elpern as the northern advance continues very rapidly here. Faster than Isildur clearly was prepared for. Might get the MG42. Chance getting up much rapidly here now, or very rapidly. Much rapidly doesn't even make sense, does it? That's like mean talk. My apologies. Guards attack from north. He's still a heavy mortar there from Elpern. Definitely a bit surprised Elpern's not going for a heavy mortar. I feel like that'd be just very good here for stomping in Isildur's positions, but I'm guessing there's some kind of concern here in Elpern's mind that is preventing from going for the heavy mortar here. Filled in bombarding, getting a double sniper artillery machine being pushed out here, and so with this, we can see the Isildur's center position also now crumbling here under a fairly well executed attack here by Elpern. More troops moving in to assist. And he's moving forwards, packed armor car being rushed in, T-7 needing repairs here, up north points being grabbed as well. Could lay down some mines maybe to help make it harder for Isildur to grab that back. If you get his hands on the car pond, that'd also be pretty good because that way you could deny Isildur access to a lot of resources. Back here, we do get the support cup. There's Isildur will not be trying to stop for something, you know, tier 4 start at least not right away. Very sensible there. So obviously getting out of Pantherful now is going to be much more important here for Elpern than going for something really big. Of course, I'd be not be surprised if he ends up seeing a Tiger tank or maybe some Panthers afterwards. But for to start with, he does need some medium armor. Elpern can also soon start taking up, though. Again, the fuel situation does mean that Elpern can't immediately, shall I say, dive right into the T-34s, though. He's starting to float a lot on manpower. At this point, he really should consider like a heavy mortar. Should have considered heavy mortar some minutes ago, I think, by now. Right, we got the guardsman. Sandbags in the centre. In the south, I think we got some flare mines down there. Yup. We got multiple layers of sandbags here from Elpern. Not entirely sure this is intentional, and there's some kind of logic behind it. It's just like, you know, just circumstances somehow putting together to like just get them to 2 sandbags down. But there you go. Wrecked with the Pack 40s out of the way pretty quickly. Still, Elpern's about to grab both viewpoints away from Isildur. That would definitely allow him to push extra armor faster, and there you go. Mechanized armor compound being built. We got a Panther 4 then off of Isildur with a second Pioneer Squad. Also very good addition to help his armor get repaired fast. Thumbs up there. Rafting in the south, they push back the engineers, and a mine gets set off as well. Excellent. For Isildur, that is. For Elpern, less excellent. More Goliath. And we do get a machine here now for Elpern. A maximum has been brought up here. Something besides a field gun. Of course, it's worth noting, we're still not seeing a heavy mortar here from Elpern. Teasing with the gun DC, feeling bombarding in the centre, machine there in a possible danger zone there of getting slammed into the ground by a 76.2mm high explosive shell. North there we got the guard to defend the northern field point against an advance there by Isildur, though having a bit of a hard time there. Still, they're getting some pioneers killed, but crucially not doing so before the pioneers enter into the point neutral. But they are close to getting a wipe here. Panther making as well there. In the centre there, Elpern is bogging down in front of Isildur's defences. And Elpern is the spot we kept going for the T-3476 now, but imagine with the Panther 4 about, for example, he's going to go straight for the T-35 as the T-35 at the slightly higher cost is fairly superior to the Panther 4 in most respects. And we got another gun squad of Isildur, back to 4 squads of infantry, very good. Rule of thumb I have on infantry squad numbers is basically the bare minimum you want to have is 3 squads. Anything less than that, and you're just typically not having enough infantry to do what you want to do. 3 is the bare minimum. 4 is like, you know, I think an acceptable number there. Also, typically what you see most players go for. It gives you a sort of nice mix of offensive, defensive abilities, and doesn't tax you too much in terms of like micromanagement. But still gives you some, you know, good infantry complements there. 5 squads is like, you know, for the more aggressive players, but in the right hands can be quite powerful. And then there's 6, which definitely requires, you know, a master infantry player just going to start losing units. Above 6, you're kind of like, you know, getting a bit much into it. T-35 on the way to Elpern as expected. Field gets a great shot on the Panther 4. This would be a pretty good target from from the field gun. I mean, that's a lot of bunched up grenadiers. He's about to get wiped out. Go, T-Marine, we got the Pack 40, gets a good shot there for the T-Center frontal armor. Another great shot up north, we got Elpern's Force Wing 40 for the pop. There you go, machine gun at the ready to meet such any Marxist advances with sharp fire. South, you can see there, he's listening up here on the flank here, but there you go, field gun at the ready, stops that well. We got the T-55 almost done here, flare mines going off, but not really doing anything significant there to Isildur. Northern point being seized, flares going off on the pioneers, no minesweepers there, but we do have the T-3485 out here for Elpern, the Red Army, and a second Pack 40 here for Isildur. Clearly starting to get concerned about the possibility of a throwing of Soviet armor, and so brings in a second Pack 40. Not a bad idea at all. T-35 goes for it, machine gun is about to get wiped out, but there you go, mark target on the T-35. Elpern is on the warpath there, great shot on the Panther 4, almost got it here, but is forced to back off here. Panther galores go off on the T-35. T-17 hits the aircraft, shot out of the skies. Machine gun as well by the T-35, and it's 85mm gun. It was adapted from a Soviet anti-aircraft gun. Fun fact there. He's routed there.
300 points stand between us and defeat.
Reinforcing healing, fixing up the Panzer 4. T-35, they need of some repairs, but it's quickly getting done there. Good work by Elpern's engineers. We can see that Isildur's back in control of the map here, controlling the centre of the south. Crucial the victory points there. Isildur could soon go for another Panther 4. He could also go for the Stooge, but as something tells me with 2 pack 40s, he's probably a little less inclined to go for the Stooge unless like absolutely desperate. T-45 there sneaks in a hit there with its 85mm gun. Norfolk getting using attack with the Grenadiers. Got the T-7 up here, half 8 of S23. He's pushing 40 under Isildur's command, 19 kills each level. And just as grabs Northern Field Point, Isildur's ready to put a stop to that. And the T-35 then need repairs before moving in. You can see there already Isildur's anticipating an armoured counterattack here, so it's bringing at least 1 pack 40 plus the Panther 4 to withstand just out in the south. Though Elpern is busy with his T-7 ground the southern field point there. Thumbs up to Elpern. Nice use of that ability there. Go machine being bombarded here by Elpern's field gun. Mines exploding here under Isildur's men's feet. Still no sign of heavy mortar here from Elpern. At this point, I think he's more likely to go for a field gun. Still no. Oh, there we go. T4 for Isildur. Could be a Tiger tank here next. Could be a Panther. Could be a Sturmpanzer. It is hard to say here. On car there, catching the counters alongside the Panther 4. Sandbag is done, but they're already low on health, and the position I think is ready to fall apart any moment. There we go. Full wipe, in fact, quad below the tail, pinning just with 3 squads now. As is Isildur's 4. That could definitely get dangerous there for Elpern. He may want to consider replacing them to save us some more guards when they equip those with DP light machine guns. That could create, I think, for a fairly painful development there for Isildur's forces. There we go. Grenadiers almost wiped out in return, but no. Isildur's luck holds out here. He's showing he doesn't suffer like a wipe of 2 Grenadier escorts in short succession. That would obviously be a bit painful there for Isildur and the German army. Elpern with the Katyusha rocket launcher, again like maps like this, doing by artillery. And his also typical so metagame at this point to like go for the medium tank and then go for Katyusha. So in this regard, no real surprises here from Elpern. Again, one may wonder if he wouldn't have been better off just having a heavy mortar up and like shooting to pressure Isildur with that. But either way, Katyusha soon on the way, and that's soon done, and that will definitely cause some issues for Isildur unless it turns out Elpern can't aim the Katyusha rocket launcher to save his own life. Panther strike Norfolk and Cinemax with the Grenadiers. T-35 moving in about 6 kills, veterans who won. Katyusha rocket launcher in the BM-13. There we go, there goes Drain to the double packs here. Only benefit here is got Panther Faust at first. Slightly awkward timing there for Isildur. There, Katyusha bounce down, he trying to take out the packs, but it does allow at least Elpern 2 salvages T-35 before it gets turned into T-34. You know, nothing. The Grenadiers in fortifying way there. Veteran 2-5 kills there for the fatherland. T-7 getting hammered with the German pack 40, feeling that landing close, but just not close enough. Panther going southwards. Northern points being seized. But yeah, it does look like Isildur's planning for the Tiger tank here. The Panzerkampfwagen 6. Elpern with a field gun. More to help further deal with German armor. But also, I mean, he's only seen that one Panther for quite some time, so after a certain amount of time has passed between the first tank and you just don't see anything, if you're up against the Wehrmacht, it's like, you know, not a bad idea to assume your opponent's going for something big. So Elpern going for second field gun makes a lot of sense through that lens of thought here. So yeah, likely a Tiger tank. We've not seen a heavy Panzer Corps. He's almost got the fuel for the Tiger tank. He's just short on the manpower, at which point he can unleash the might of the Tiger here upon Elpern. So I've got the Panzer straight for the conscripts. shot there. Up north we got the T-35 backing off. 8 kills, closing in on the Tier 2 very slowly. Panda 4, the MB-42. Panda 4 backing off as the MB-42 and the armored car backing up, dealing these in the center, pinning them down to the ground like a bunch of insects. T-35 striking at the armored car. Katyusha barrage shots going down here, and armored car doesn't survive there. Close call though, very close call. We're seeing they're taking some damage, but nothing significant either. Katyusha's up to 1 kill now. Direct hit on the Panda 4's pretty lucky there. Field gun at the ready as well here. But the positioning, it does mean the Panda 4 can use the house there to avoid the field gun's line of fire. Sharp play there by Isildur. But there goes the second field gun though. Matches shot there through the Panda 4's armor, forcing Isildur to pull it back for repairs. Heavy Panzer core, so main fact not be a TIE tank if Isildur. Could very well be a Panther or a Storm Panzer, depending on how exactly Isildur is currently shall I say, evaluating the different threats here from Elpern on the battlefield. Alright, it's a Panzerwerfer. So, rocket artillery from Isildur as well. Fun fact about the Katyusha, they actually have a number of variations of the Katyusha, including one was based off an American Studebaker truck and actually fired much larger rockets. Fun fact there. North comes to place with the sandbags. We got 347, 205. Panzerwerfer almost on there for Isildur. Heading southwards with the Grenadiers there, looking to approach for Elpern southern flank, which is actually practically wide open. Mines there. Being hammered with the T-35. Ooh, almost a wiping Isildur again, but Isildur's luck seemed to hold through at least for once. Engineers trying to push in the northern fuel point are met with a storm of MB-42 fire here from Isildur's MB-42 team, which is at ace level. T-35 moves in there, just very close 22 here. Very close Panther moves as well here. Whiffed on that one. Panzerwerfer's ready here for Isildur and the German army. The 23rd Panzer Division there. Good shot from the field on the Panther 4 here. And there you go, firing away his Panzerwerfer there. A full 10 rockets. Whoa, that was really close there. He almost got Elpern's Katyusha with that, I suspect. The end only got 2 kills, but still not too shabby, I guess. It was really close to just been an amazing Katyusha barrage. Oh, Panzerwerfer barrage. Gasp and T-some striking the gunners by the southern field from there, routing their Isildur's beleaguered gunners, as they're definitely not quite cut out for that. Panther gets a great shot there for the ruins. Lands an excellent shot at the T-70. Shearing off a third of its health total. Up north we got the Maxima kicking Isilur's gunners occupied here alongside the infantry team. Another T-35 here for Elpern. Goes straight for the Panther 4 down to half health. Blitzkrieg here. Continuing the pursuit, you need to be careful. The Pack 40's almost got it, but Elpern decides to back off rather than risk losing the T-35, as such a trade is obviously not going to be great for Elpern. There's still no clear indication as to what Isildur is scheming here, besides that Panzerwerfer. Could still be Tiger Tank, but it could also be a Panther. There we go, T-35 there ready. Almost losing his other one there though, and yup, pop goes the Weasel. As a lucky shot that cooks off the ammunition. Someone doesn't blow up the tank, but just cooks the crew alive. Trying to repair it, there you go, packs are fine where they actually accidentally sacrifice the crew to try and get it off, but it doesn't work out. Then Isildur does slide it up there. Like a malfunctioning firecracker. More pack fire here. Got an ace little pack there on Isilur's command center. Then T-42 was the Maxim. And our Panzerwerfer barrage, I think he disarms the Maxim. Yup. Caught an exit car in the middle of the bloody road. There's nowhere for the Maxim crew to go, and they just get ripped apart by the Panzerwerfer rockets. Far up north, we've got the gunners besieging this northern field point there. Victory point. I mean, we've got a factory change bomb around the center, I think, here from Isildur. Looking to take out this field, because the stage just kills a single guy, and maybe a few scrolls. T-70 T-foot fast strike into the base here of Isildur. A brazen assault here, got the pack there, but there's still the Isildur one back, by the way. If we can get rid of that, that could certainly hurt Isildur here a fair bit. T-7 getting panda faster. CoH2 moving up. Oh dear, oh dear. Got in him up. There you go. Got the ace pack there. Need to destroy it and need to get the T-7 safety. You can also grab it, obviously. That not necessarily be a bad idea either, but I think Elpern's priority right now is just to destroy it. CoH2 fire here. There we go. Hammering away at the pack crew there. Exposed out in the open. There's a little place for them to go. We just have to hope the CoH2 gunners aren't good at the job. And they are at least fairly competent. In fact, the pack 40 is almost destroyed by that CoH2 barrage as well. Northern Point being grabbed there by Isildur's gunners as they finally manage to break through. More engineers there for Elpern. Still no sign here what Isildur's planning. Is it a Tiger tank? Is it a Panther? Is it another Panzerwerfer? Probably not. Never say never.
Engineers ready for assignment.
T-35 there in Norfolk. Got Northern Point with Grenadiers. We got 213. This is 205. Pretty close in terms of victory points. Panzerwerfer ready to unleash another volley here against Elpern, who's closing in a bit into one which point he can unlock the creeping barrage, which is really powerful in the hands of a smart player. Another barrage here on the maximum, almost wiped it out. Oh, he did wipe it, in fact destroyed the machine gun entirely. That's another painful blow to Elpern. In an already pressure situation, Isildur is just applying even further pressure. Like a really nasty examiner at the exams. Need to fix up the T-35, T-7 strength southwards. Some mines here from Isildur looking to cut off any potential Soviet armored rushes, but they're getting spotted while laying down the mines. But at the same time, there's a theoretical possibility that causes Elpern to get more carefully when he just spotted them being laid down. We'll have to see. And he does end up with the Panther here, no Tigers for Isildur, just the good old-fashioned Panzerkampfwagen 5. Oh, good old-fashioned compared to the Tiger tank. It's probably the other way around, isn't it? And the South Guards got about to encounter the Panther 4 here. And that was a hell of a shot. Almost wiped the entire squad with it and killed another of the machine guns and might be able to finish off the last man here. But nope. Isildur plays it safe, backs off here, awaits the Panther. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. CoH2 is ready to fire again here for Elpern and the Red Army. And we got air reconnaissance here from Isildur looking to ascertain Elpern's positions. The best angle of attack, I imagine. Or perhaps just trying to figure out if Elpern is in fact launching an attack, in which case he can sort of set up better to counter it. T-35 there is immediately met with fierce soaked resistance as does in fact try to breach into the south here. Isildur was ready, courtesy of air reconnaissance. CoH2 barrage off. No, it's a Panther barrage actually. Right after the field guns, there we go. Heavy casualties, the field crews are being slaughtered. They're being just poor Boris and, you know, Bobovich alive. And then go Panther out here for Isildur, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, T-70 straight for the Pioneers, pushing them back. And then go T-70 diving in back up at the T-35. He's basically using the T-70 as bait here for the tank gunners to allow the T-35 to force without getting shot at. But it's also, I think, done knowingly that the T-70 is not going to survive being used as bait like this. Sadly, though, for him, he got Isildur with the Panther flanking the T-35. The T-70 is down with that. Elpern realizes he's in some pretty deep bliat and concedes the match. So there you go. Fierce back and forth match between two excellent players here. Some great gameplay, some good maneuvers, some good attacks. But I feel like Elpern would have benefited from Faymonville earlier on. And there's also, I think, a chance they just get a bit too caught up in Isildur's pacing, which Isildur then exploited quite well. But there you go, though. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends and family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Link saying cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.